Welcome to the Aegance Offscript Podcast, where we talk to industry leaders who share their stories, insights, and lessons, unfiltered and unscripted. I'm your host, Lawrence, and our guest today is the founder and CEO of GSNA Solutions. GSNA Solutions are a global technology partner at the forefront of digital transformation, cybersecurity, cloud strategy, data and AI, and IT operations excellence. I'm very excited to welcome Ayoub to the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Lawrence. I'm really happy and excited to be here today and to participate to this discussion.
Amazing. I've obviously positioned GSNA somewhat well, but I'm sure you could probably give us a much better insight into what exactly it is that you do at GSNA.
Yeah, so GSNA Solutions is really very simple. Our aim is to be the next generation of managed service provider, which is called MSP. So you mentioned all these verticals in the business, so which are cybersecurity, cloud transformation, data and AI, and also digital transformation. So if you look at it, it's all about IT, and it's all about IT services, but in a new way. And with also our very competitive footprint that I have foreseen from the beginning to take benefits of the different geographies across the globe.
Amazing. And you being the CEO and founder, you probably find that you wear quite a few hats. What's the hardest part about balancing your day-to-day execution with your long-term vision?
Yeah, that's really a tough question because during the day it's really a big challenge to switch from a long view while the waves of daily execution crash around you. So I'm constantly shifting between building for what's next, so like platforms, partnerships, impact, and being present with the team in the now. So, vision without action is just imagination. But action without a vision, that's noise. So the question is to have a rhythm. I'm very disciplined in my agenda. This is how I try, but of course I adapt myself based on the real emergencies, which all related to human. So if it's a client, I'm jump in. People, I jump in all the time.
Excellent. And speaking about wearing many hats, Ayoub, what is the size of the staff at the company?
So right now, if you mix, everyone, so we are close to 20. Okay, so it's between permanent contractors and also interns. So we are close to 20 people, and they are all distributed across the globe. So even those 20, so we have really a virtual service center, we can say. So from the Netherlands to Portugal, to Morocco, to India, to Canada, so like everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose that's the trend these days. We don't all need to be sitting in an office speaking with each other face to face. We can operate from across the globe, can't we?
Absolutely. I think one of the foundation of our business model is to be really remote by design. So that's really the business model. And of course, we have offices, but those offices are really set up for just being together for very specific meetings or workshops with clients, whatever, but not more.
Yeah. And in terms of being remote from design, as you've said, does that allow you to tap into markets that are on different time zones?
Quite difficult question, but we have, I didn't expect that, but we just have also acquired a new project with a client base in North America. So which was not expected because our target was in the beginning to say, okay, the go-to market only in very geographical place, which is in Europe. But the reality now with the new world is, you can have a client everywhere in the world. So there is no limit.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the remote working as we've established. So in terms of looking at your strategy and some innovations that you're currently looking at, Can you pinpoint one strategic initiative that you've introduced that has been a real turning point for GSNA?
Yeah, so it's all about capacity. And about people, talents. So if recently, so we had established our service centers in Morocco, and we are in also the course of establishing one also in Portugal. So the geographical expansion is really critical to have like hubs for our services. Of course, remote by design, but you need like some also from a logistical perspective, you need to have a legal presence in some countries where you deliver, from where you deliver your services.
And so that sounds like it was unearthed through more internal requirement or internal need rather than client demand. Is there anything from a client demand perspective that's been a real turning point for yourself?
Yeah, the client is asking for services to be delivered. So the issue in you see in Europe or in general in Europe or North America, there is really a shortage of talent. So you have the same pool of talents turning around for in every project. So the resources are really tight. So our objective is to bridge to be the bridge to the clients to destinations that have the same competencies, also English speaking or even multilingual speaking, who can deliver and not so far from a time zone perspective, who can deliver also the services in the same quality. That's what we are aiming at. And this is, I think, a big change, for establishing our presence there. It really accelerates our momentum with our clients.
Yeah, makes sense. And have you found that it's scaling smoothly?
Well, yes, no, of course not. When you start new destinations and you start establishing yourself, you always discover something. There are always some challenges. The when you have a company, international company with different cultures, you have always different challenges, and you need to always adapt yourself. So it's not that smooth, but you can tell me, was it worth it? I say absolutely. So the biggest lesson is really people scale before systems. So the most important thing is really to have the talents that you can onboard with you. But of course, later on, the systems will come and you need to automate. But we will come to that. I think maybe I can tell you more about this topic because it's really a loop. But which one is more important at a certain time? So I can say in the beginning, people worth more than systems.
Makes absolute sense. In terms of those systems and processes, you're obviously running across cybersecurity, cloud, and AI services. What part of the internal delivery model gives you the most headaches?
Yeah, so the cross verticals alignment, between when you choose to have different verticals like this, which is really like a puzzle. It's a complete stack of services for technology services for our clients. But the issue is when you get to unify the client journey across these different verticals, that's really takes a lot of effort. So the you know the but the advantage here, I will talk about also the talents. When I have also some heads of these verticals who are helping to make it more smooth, and they are coordinating also between themselves on a daily basis to get this, more and more, I can say more and more smooth for the future.
Have you managed to find a reliable way to measure the return on investment across these services? I mean, is it still a challenge, or do you get the clear visibility that you're looking for?
Yeah, the ROI. So for cybersecurity, I think it's crystal clear. So, and it's also a topic of the moment. So there are a lot of momentum here. So for data and AI, it's still maturing. So we are establishing ourselves, our brand, our legitimacy, and we are getting better at quantifying value. But yeah, some transformations are more qualitative, and that's okay.
I suppose it's a bit of a learning curve as you grow and as you progress as a company. You obviously figuring out what works and what doesn't. You touched on AI and automation. You're assumedly leveraging AI and data in your services. How far along are you in terms of applying these tools internally?
Yeah, it's a really by design. Also, we try to get it, but as I told you in the beginning, it's more about people first. So our choice is, like in the beginning, as an early stage, you always manage a chaos, but that chaos you need it's unavoidable. You cannot avoid such chaos in the beginning. If you want to
It's good
structure
chaos.
everything, it's a very good case. But step by step, when you move forward, you have to put in place the automations and then make sure that the team start following processes. Of course, the most important one is marketing. I can say, the CRM part, sales, it has to be really in an automated way so then we can be more efficient. So that's really where we applied first our AI approach. And also now we are implementing more and more in operations because we support clients as an MSP. So we have to put in place streamlined processes for our customer support and their daily their daily request or wherever they can call for. So now we are in the way of implementing also a multi-channel approach, but with the same tools.
In terms of those processes, I mean, it sounds like you've checked off a couple of boxes, but are there any processes today that you'd love to automate, but you just haven't been able to? Maybe that's because of complexity or cost or lack of bandwidth. Maybe you just haven't found the time to do it. What's sort of next on the agenda from an automation perspective?
Yeah. So, we are in the abundance of knowledge sharing in this world. So the knowledge is here, but the issue is knowledge sharing. So how you automate knowledge sharing? So we have a lot of wealth inside the team with big expertise, but the issue is to always we struggle to capture and scale it. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So the issue is then you cannot capture, automate everything. So there is always something, a knowledge between the hands of the expert, and then everyone should come to him each time. So my dream is really to also to find a way how we can automate this knowledge and make sure that instead of being spread in different documents, wherever, even with the tools that we have to get it smooth, especially when we hire new and for their onboarding processes, they could access this knowledge very efficiently, and then the time of being ready for the operation can be really shortened a little bit.
If we shift our attention to your clients and to the insights into your market. So from a client side, where are you seeing the most resistance? Is it around budgets? Is it around their adoption speed? Or is it just an issue with trusting new tech? What's the feedback that you're getting from the market?
Yeah, so the most difficult topic is really trust. Trust. That's really like something that you must deserve to earn this from a client. So the budget fluctuate, the adoption can be coached, and this is what we are doing all the time, specifically for AI project. We are helping our client on a daily basis how they can communicate about some changes, but the trust is really has to be earned, especially in this area, very critical, cybersecurity. So it's really critical. AI, it's also a lot of resistance around it. So the client must, want confidence that we are not just tech expert. It's not about tech expertise. There are a lot of experts in the market, but we need to show the clients that we are a partners with integrity. That's really the most important one. And then to earn that trust is really the golden, really the golden part of all what we are doing.
Yeah, I'd imagine that is trust on a number of levels. Firstly, trust in yourself or whoever is engaging with the client, trust in your entity, as you say, the integrity of GSNA, but then also trust in terms of the tech or the cybersecurity solution that you're proposing to them. But imagine that's quite an interesting conversation to be having to earn trust along the way, but obviously to still be able to advance the conversation to a point where a deal is a possibility.
Yeah, definitely. It's a journey. Trust is a journey. So we are all the time challenged. So when you earn the trust from your clients, you have his teams, and after his teams, you have the other stakeholders in a company. So it's always a challenge. So then you need to be authentic, and your team needs to be authentic. So you just show in one time, in the pre-sales period. So you need to show that you are here to help all the time long, even during the course of the support, or even when you sign a contract, you need to show this consistency and authenticity. That's really critical.
Yeah.
And that's one of the values that we have in GSNA Solutions.
And in terms of engaging with your network, are you, assumedly you have quite a broad network that you're relying on to maybe open up a couple of conversations and a few doors, but are you reaching beyond that? And if you are, to more the sort of cold outreach, the cold clients, how do you establish that trust with someone who doesn't know you beyond perhaps the email that you sent them or the LinkedIn message that you sent them?
Yeah, so you know what it is. The cold reach, it's always a challenge, but you have always a portion of people who are interested, potential clients are interested. So you need to engage. And once you engage, you need to demonstrate what is your differentiation in comparison with others. And you need to leave it to time. So we are in a B2B business. We are not in a B2C. In the B2B is really a very pragmatic and very analytical process. So the lead time is, is quite big. So we are not trying really to squeeze that lead time, but each discussion with the potential client needs to be really an authentic discussion. So we need to listen. That's the most important thing. We need to listen more than we talk when we talk. That's important. So if we listen enough, we can identify really the real pain that they have, and then we can build on that pain to show that we can help them. Or if we cannot help them, we can recommend someone who can help, because we need to be authentic. It's not everything you need to win everything. You need to make sure that you can do what you are able to do.
Yeah, I think when it comes from a business development perspective, certainly in my experience, I've come across very many sales reps, account executives who are just solely focused on closing the deal and not really interested in truly understanding what the pain points are. And I think that's often where salespeople or where business development falls short. And clients can sniff that out quite quickly when all you're interested in is making the sale and you're actually genuinely not interested in helping them.
Absolutely, it's really a pain point, and you see here what's happening in social media and LinkedIn, the calls reach, so everyone is reaching to the same client. So if you win that ticket to have a discussion, it has to be really authentic. You need to. Everyone try to talk too much during the first course with the clients, but here my recommendation is really first try to listen to understand what are the pains and where you can really help, or if you cannot help, so then you can recommend someone who cannot help, but it will be appreciated and your turn will come. That's for sure, but not everything, you cannot win everything.
You can't win it all the time, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Ayoub, when you think about scaling GSNA Solutions, do you worry more about bringing in new business or about delivering consistently on the business that you already have?
Yeah, I talked about it briefly. What is important for me is the trust. And in the trust, you need to make sure that you deliver. You gain that trust on a daily basis, all the time with the client, with his team, his stakeholders, everyone. And that's what is important is really the delivery at scale. It's more than winning a new business. If I have a good business with the clients, my reputation, the reputation of the company will be increasing, evolving in a positive way. And the word of mouth also. It's better than a LinkedIn campaign. So I'm more in this category, having a qualitative pool of delivery that I do better than really just volume based business.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it sounds like rapid expansion is not on the cards for GSNA, just doing what you know well to the clients that you have. And from there, sort of growing a little bit more organically. Would that be an accurate way of describing it?
Yeah, so yeah, of course, we are trying to open also doors with our with the other clients, even those we don't know. But of course, the quality is more important than the quantity. We are in a B2B business, so it's also the ticket for each deal is quite higher. So I prefer to really deliver with the quality for that business, and you can grow organically with that client. You gain trust and you build step by step on those foundations. And of course, the marketing that you do around and so on will have a good will resonate really good, but with the stories of what we have with the clients. If you don't have a good story to tell, doesn't matter if you want to scale rapidly, whatever, you will not be able to do it because you don't have a solid stories.
Yeah, makes sense. And then just touching on scaling, what do you think, if anything, is the biggest constraint that's holding you back from scaling faster? It sounds like it's maybe not a clear directive that you want to scale rapidly and just, divide and conquer, but there are surely some aspirations to grow. Do you feel like it sounds like you've checked the talent box, you've got the right people in the right places? Is it then a matter of systems and capital, or where do you find the balance in terms of scaling, but scaling organically?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is always talent. Because even when you have talent, when you acquire talent, you always need to also make sure that you maintain those talent, happy. They work with you. We are, a small startup. We just started, so we need to make sure that our teams delivers delivers what we engage with our client, and we committed to our clients, but with also scaling them also in terms of skilling. So we need to upskill them also on a continuous basis and make sure that they will not leave us tomorrow just because there is someone who is hiring. And that's really very difficult in when you scale geographically in different ways. That's our challenge, really.
And just to be clear, Ayoub, when you talk about talent, it sounds like you're talking more about product or service delivery talent more than sales, opening doors, business development talent. Is that accurate?
No, it's everywhere. So I gave the example of services, but it's even difficult for everyone. So it's like any profile that you have, any person that you have inside the team is a really crown jewel, we can say. So once we are in, so we have like this, almost we have 19 people right now. So in the 19 people, you have interns. We want to build also part of these interns the desirability to come back when they finish their study, if they want to join us. So that's important, and it's everywhere, not only for the service delivery, it's also for the business development, in the marketing also part. It's really important.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks for that clarification. So if I were to ask your clients, what does GSNA do better than anyone else? What do you think they'd say?
Quite hard questions, but yeah, I would say the same as I mentioned briefly. I think we have two main things. So first, we listen. We listen more than we talk. because we listen to the clients. We try to understand what their pains and what they really need. And the second thing, we are agile. We adapt very quickly. So it's very important. We are still young. We have that capacity also when we acquire really the good talents that we have right now, to make sure that we always, in a continuous way, we can adapt to the new technologies, because it's really growing rapidly, but also to adapt to our clients.
And if you were to look internally, and maybe I'm putting you on the spot right now, where would you say you feel a bit stretched or under-equipped?
Yeah. So I can say, marketing. It's never enough. I think we are trying, but we are not the experts. We are experts in delivering services in technology, but this is not our strength until now. We are, launching campaigns. We are building contents, but really build a story that is in line with what the market is. The market want to listen to. This is not our strength, I can say. Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's very good insights. And I think marketing is a part of business that constantly needs to be evolving and staying on trend, I think is the correct phrasing. Okay. So if we look ahead 12 to 18 months, what is the biggest unknown that you're planning for at GSNA Solutions? Where do you want to be in 12 to 18 months' time?
Yes. Of course, so we'll be very proud if our brand build that legitimacy to be really a next generation MSP. And 1 year and a half really to be legitimate in our market and having our portion in the market to support our clients, here in Europe or whatever, where we are, what we can deliver. That's really my aim, is really to have that brand that could resonate everywhere where we deliver services.
One final question from me, Ayoub, is if you had a magic wand and you could wave it and it could fix just one thing in your business that's holding you back, or maybe it's slowing you down, what do you think that one thing is?
As we are, hiring talents from everywhere in the world, I can say we are never satisfied. I'm never satisfied about the adaptability, because of course we have a good talent and so on, but the cultural part is not not obvious. So people from different countries, different cultural background, and when you have a client also sometimes from different background, it's difficult to adapt. To also not only for that country, also you need to learn about the standards, the regulations. We are in a very regulated market, so we need to always know what's happened there. And our teams need to be very careful about what's happened, because it's not the same everywhere. So if, something I need is to have like a plug and play adaptability to all these regulations and cultural difference between the different countries.
That's really great insight, and I appreciate your time, Ayoub. Thank you so much for joining us on the Aegance Offscript Podcast today.
And thank you so much, Lawrence, for hosting me. It was really a great pleasure, and really liked the questions. Thank you so much.